Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Welcome back to How Farms Work. Work continues on getting the 7920 ready for planting season. So I bought some brackets that go on the front of the tractor, and they sit like this. I believe this one goes on the right side if you're looking at the front of it. And this replaces a bracket for the loader lights, they call them, which are the uppermost front lights on the tractor, which it does not currently have. I wanted to put more lights on there, so I bought these two brackets that we need. It involves removing the headliner in the cab, changing out the brackets to these, and then these actually have a small area where the cable comes down underneath and goes up inside the cab in the back. So we're gonna be working on installing these lights. I bought some Tiger lights off the internet. We've had good experiences with these ones, so I brought the brightest ones that I could. These are 65 watts or 5200 lumens each, and I'm looking forward to getting more lights put on the tractor. I also bought more aux beam lights. They're little mini light bars that we're going to be mounting on the back of the planter so that we have more light facing backwards. When you're sitting in the cab in the tractor at night while you're planting, there's not a lot that you can really see going on behind you. I meant to only buy 2 lights, but I guess 2 came in a package, so now I have 4. I don't know if or where we'll mount the other 2, but they are floodlights, so I'm thinking I'll figure out or decide where I'm going to put them. I want 2 on the back facing backward so that we have some light. Well, like if he's backing up to a fence line or something, it'll help illuminate behind the planter, and it'll also help us when we're loading seed into the boxes as well. And then I'll possibly put the other 2 also facing backwards to give us more light. We'll just have to wait and see and decide once we see how much light there is on the back of the planter once we've got it all installed. So what do you say we go ahead and get started? This came with instructions, and you got to take off the corner posts to get the wires going inside the cab. I had to wait till we got these before I started mounting the brackets because the wire has to go back behind them. So let's go ahead and open these up. I don't think these are going to be very dim, which is a great thing. So here's the light. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. I was hoping the cable would be just a little bit longer than that. So that means we're probably going to have the wiring on the outside of the cab, which is what I wanted to know. We've got our weights put on the front. We've also got our bracket on the front of the tractor. Dad is running a separate harness for that because how this is set up, apparently on the same circuit, if it's put on the same circuit as the top lights there, all 4 of those are on the same circuit. They're just not all wired the same. So instead of putting it on the same circuit and risk overloading it, which is a very high probability, Dad's going to run a separate wire and put a separate switch in the cab for these front lights. Look at all that dust that's settled on the sheet. It's not perfect though. This thing looks like a cob job. So this is the harness that we're going to have to end up putting inside the cab. Looks like this is going to plug into the plug that's already in there, and then this is going to go on the same side. It should be on the right side that the plug is on, and then this one should run over to the left side of the cab. So hopefully there's enough wiring there so where we can just cut it off and run it outside, and we don't have to attach any more, otherwise we're going to have to splice it twice. But let's get to work on it. As you can see over here, Travis added this bracket for mounting our monitors on. I got to take out those 2 bolts. I've got to remove this display. I believe there's a screw down at the bottom, probably right under there. On the left side, there is one down here on the bottom, and I think just removing these 2 screws on this handle will allow me to pull this off. And then I might have to remove everything up here to get underneath the upholstery so that I can run the wiring harness across. So I'll have to end up taking out 11 screws, it says. All you do to remove this corner post display is pull on it. It's just a little scary. We gotta remove this connector. It's been removed before. Nice. Cool. That's all I really need right there. Interesting. Looks like I'm ordering another set of lights.
High low beam?
It's not.
There you go.
Plugged in backwards, I guess.
They're a lot, right?
Yeah, they are.
How much of a high low beam comes up?
Probably another 250. I think they're 100 and some each. These were 150. Yeah, these ones are supposed to be. That's why I wanted them, because they're, compared to the top lights, they're like twice as bright. Wow. Big difference there. Yeah, we need to point these babies down.
We'll have a switch for the other two right here.
Yeah.
The high and low beam.
Okay. These lights only have 2 prongs, but the ones on top are 3. So the lower lights have 2. So we're gonna put the lights that I bought on the bottom, and I'm gonna order a new set for on top that's high and low. So that way we don't have to do any splicing. I'm putting the headliner back on and putting the corner posts back in. I have the display in my hand. There was only one light on the display when I took it off, and I noticed that it wasn't working. So I had a look at the back of the board here, and it's got these itty bitty little tiny lights that just screw on there. So we're gonna get 4 of those before I put this display back on, and that way it should light up. I thought it was kind of weird that only one line was lighting up, but it will be nice if all 4 of them will work. I got the brackets put on, however I put the new lights on the lower lights instead because they have a connector that is a 2-prong, which worked on the lower lights. So the plan is, was to try to find lights that were 3-prong that have high-low beam for the top lights. I just went and checked again. I can't seem to find them on the Tiger Lights website, so I guess I'm gonna have to do some searching. But that was the plan when I put those lights down lower, because if we can avoid doing any kind of splicing in the wiring, I'm gonna go that route. So it'd be nice to get lights that have high-low beam that match the ones that I put on the lower side now. They're definitely a lot brighter, that's a given. So I'm looking forward to getting the top ones mounted on there as well. We need to go around and change the top side lights as well, because compare them to the ones on the two on the front, and it's kind of pitiful. I'm gonna do some more researching and I'll get back to you guys on finishing installing the loader lights. The farm turned into an ice rink this week, and we got a bunch of freezing rain. They're calling for 40 degrees here in 2 days, so if we can just make it through tomorrow, we'll be all right. Luna doesn't seem to be bothered too much by it though. Luckily, she's got 2 extra feet. We've got our top lights in for the 7920, and as you can see, they are the same as the new lights that we put on the front up here. I could not find any LED high-low beam versions for this tractor that would just plug right in. We don't really want to do any splicing on it to make the wiring as reliable as possible. So we just went with the stock ones that come with the tractor, or are supposed to come with as the loader lights. There are LED inserts that we could look into putting in to replace these halogens, but for the time being, we're going to install these. And you should be able to notice the difference between the LEDs that we have down lower and the halogens up on top. But we're going to go ahead and start putting these lights on. Nice thing about this is that it brings the connectors for the lights inside the cab behind the corner post. Just finished hooking this side up. Looks kind of messy because I don't have the corner post back on there yet, but we gotta follow the instructions here. So I've got the little loader lights hooked up onto the tractor. All right, so while holding and pressing vehicle setting switch and hitch set switch, which are these two right here, turn key switch on. Control units will appear in command center display. Rotate command dial clockwise until cab 001T is displayed. Might have gone past it considering these are in order. Yep. Cab 001T. D, I don't like to assume, so that would be this. Okay. Rotate command dial clockwise to address 053. Oh boy. .053. Okay. Press select switch. Rotate until dial says 1. Select 1. Now it says cycle the... Okay. Now, in theory, when we turn on the lights, it's beeping at me because I don't have the corner post display hooked up. They're not on. See, that is new, so.
Yeah, there you go.
Change them to 1. Well, there you have it. We just had to go into the settings over here. The nice thing about this tractor is that it's got kind of the same setup to control the lights that the 82 does, where you turn your lights on and you can flip through them and individually turn off whichever lights you want on and off. So that one's the side lights. So I guess I just didn't realize that you had to come in here and turn it off, or turn it on as well. All right, well, I can just start going ahead and putting everything back together. Replaced all of them now, because after I had taken them out for inspection, that last one had blown, and all of these lights were completely out and the display wasn't lighting up anymore. So we got some new ones put in there, and it makes a huge difference. Now, it's kind of surprising to me how easily this corner post display actually like pops out. It feels like you're going to break it every time you do. All you got to do is just pop it back in. Boom. If I light it up, it's a lot brighter than when it first showed up, because I'm pretty sure even when the tractor's running, the display is always supposed to be on, kind of like the 82. This is an earlier display, so it's not as high tech or as nice of a screen as the 82's is. So when it first showed up, only that one line, like right in here, was on. You can't even really see it in the video of when it showed up, but it is so much brighter now, and you can actually see what's going on in the corner post, which is nice. I thought something like that had to be going on with it, and I just happened to look at it while I had it pulled off, and the lights were right there. We're doing the same thing over here. Now, in this tractor, it's super nice because each of these modules just pops out. So there's about 8 lights in each of these, and you can see right here actually that this one is blown out. It might not be as easy to see in the camera, but there's supposed to be a light back here. This one for sure is burned out, and I think on this one there's supposed to be another one here that's burned out, and even this front one, I think there's 3 in this, and I'm pretty sure they're all burned out. So we're gonna replace those and make sure these screens are nice and bright and easy to see. Ah, heck, let's do this while we're here. There we go. Then each of these modules, I'm going to turn the tractor off. Each of these modules just comes right out of there like that. You unplug it in the back, and then you got the screws to undo on each one of these modules to get to the inside. There we have it. Super easy to take out. Gives us nice access to the back side of the dash there. Good. Well, I could see updating those to LEDs if I ever get my hands on some high-low beam LED lights. But we're gonna call that a wrap for today. I'm probably gonna put it on my website, where anything that is bought off of our How Farms Work store is gonna go towards putting the other lights on, because I think all the lights that I want to put on yet are going to cost like another $810, and right now I just don't want to justify, or I just don't feel like I can justify that until we take this out into the field and compare the new LEDs to the halogens, which even sitting here in the shed with the tarp over it, I think it's pretty clear, but I'd like to see it out in the field first and compare the 2 LEDs that we have on the front, which I'll be able to do by turning off them in the settings. But we'll wait until we can take it out into the field and get some use behind it first. So if you guys want to put any money towards adding on those LED lights on the back and on the sides, buy something off our How Farms Work store, because all of our purchases from that are going to go toward those. So you'll actually be able to see it, I think, if I can get the website set up right, see how close we are to the goal. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out all of our other videos. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Snapchat. All How Farms Work. And with that, I'll see you next time.